Hello to you, Mark Hall here with your fine wine market update. Today, Thursday, the 10th of April, 2014. Right, the figures are out for March, so let's have a look at what happened in the market last month. Starting with Bordeaux, well, last month the trade share for the region was up, having hit a 9-year low in February. Trade in Bordeaux wines, well, that bounced to an 8-month high of 82.7%. last month. According to Livex, the most trade was taken by the 2009 and 2010 vintages, which accounted for 17% each, while the 2006 vintage also did well, taking 12% of trade. While on the face of it this looks encouraging, as a whole the market was quiet in March, with turnover down 23% on March of 2013. Which remarkably was also the last time that the Livex 100 showed a monthly rise. Moving on to the indices, well, they were all down bar the Livex 1000 in March. The Livex 100 index, well, that was down 1.4%. The Livex 50 fell 1.2%. The Bordeaux 500 index, well, that dropped by 0.2%. And the Investables index lost 1.1%. However, the Livex 1000 index, that rose by 0.2%. Now, the top 5 risers last month were the Aurillac 2007, which was up by 16.7% on February. Penfolds Grange 2004, that was up by 14%. The Clignet 2005, which gained in value by 13% last month. Another Riserec, this time the 2002, which rose in value by 12.6%. And the Soudereau 2010, which was 12.3% up in March. So, what were the top rises over the last 12 months? Well, this table is dominated by Champagne, with the best performer being the Taittinger Comte 2002, which has risen in value by 28.6% from March to March. Then we have the Louis Roederer Cristal 2004 up 25.7%. The Petrus 2001 gained 14.5%. Cristal 2004, well, that managed a 12.6% gain. And the Sassicaia 2006 rose in value for this period by 9.2%. A couple of other wines are worth mentioning, the first being Ponta Canet. And as we all know, the En Primeur engine has started, and the results from the Bordeaux tastings are well, pretty well what most of us expected them to be. The 2013 vintage, especially for reds, is actually nothing to get excited about. Now, Ponta Canet, they released their 2013 En Primeur early this year, and at exactly the same price as they did last year. Despite justifications from the property's owners, which mainly concentrate on low yield, the trade have not as yet shown an awful lot of interest because the vintage is quite simply a poor one. One to watch, though, is, of course, the Californian wine Screaming Eagle. When Robert Parker tasted the 2010 vintage in October last year, he gave it 100 out of 100 and actually described it as, and I quote, utter perfection. Now, whether or not the preeminent wine critic still holds the power over prices he used to, this wine is now selling for over £20,000 a case. The 2011, well, that has been released. It's not as highly rated as the 2010, but it's already very popular on the exchange, accounting for over half of the trade of all USA wines in March. The market price, well, that's £11,200 per case of 12. Okay, so back to the Bordeaux. The first gross as a whole, well, they fell for the 8th consecutive month in March. As Livex point out, the 50 index has now dropped to the level it was at 4 years ago. Indeed, in the last 6 months alone, the index has lost 8.1% of its value. Finally, our advice to anyone considering a 2013 En Primeur purchase is this: think very hard before parting with your cash. We would advise strongly against buying any of the red wines, although a few of the white wines show promise, but only if they're released at the right price. There are many better vintages out there, and at very reasonable prices, so my message to you is actually very simple. Don't waste your money. So that's it for now, and I'll see you next time.